To start today's episode of Projects Infinity, I've got a trailer full of just things that have to be unloaded. Stuff that came out of the cabin and this final clean, it's just on the trailer. It's got to be put somewhere. And it's not fun, it's not glamorous, but I can't get much done with my trailer if my trailer's full. So, hooray.
Alright, this is a yard machine rear tine tiller we found in a barn along with the other implements of destruction over there. We're either gonna make it go or drive it next door to Sam's house so Sam can make it go. But hey, good Lord willing, this may actually work. I don't know how many years it sat there. Full disclosure, we don't actually know what's going to happen. It could have a raccoon lodged in the blades back there. There's really no telling. Well, first we're going to check the oil. Here, Matt, taste this.
Delicious. That's some good oil there.
The oil's pretty clean. Doesn't have any bubbles, means no water's in it. It was found inside, so that's a positive. If you'll know from one of my brother's other videos, we made this more ergonomically correct by fixing all the EPA safety features. We should just be able to get some quality natural gasoline to help the environment. I'm all about helping the environment.
True that.
By putting gasoline back where it came from, in the ground.
So it sat up for an undetermined number of years, indoors, well, dry is best indications, yes?
Yeah, it was definitely dry.
So,
wherever it was, we're going to put it on choke, and then we're going to try the full start, which my brother loves so much.
I mean, it's spinning, that's a good sign. No, like, locking up noises. Starting engine place freehand here. Okay?
There you go.
It's got a sign.
Well, my hand wasn't there, so.
Maybe that was the problem.
Yeah.
That's right there, a little sticker.
Definitely getting fuel. Let's put it on run. We had Max here adjust the tiller height so we can get a deeper dig. We still have a very active fuel leak, so we're going to try this out, and then once that's done, we'll get the desired effect. Then we're still going to take it next door and get Sam to look at it. Yeah.
Yeah? All right, Jude, what other project do we need to accomplish today?
All right, we're going to have to take this tree down, this pine tree. As you can tell, and not what you would think would happen in Arkansas, but it has a koala bear infestation. You see the holes throughout. Those are where koala bear live, and they're a violent, nasty creature.
An invasive species.
They are clearly an invasive species. So now we could go hole to hole and jab their little eyes out with a screwdriver, but that's very time consuming.
Yeah, it's a high level of commitment.
That's a high level of commitment that I'm not willing to do right now. So we're gonna cut this bad boy down, and we're trying to avoid my wife's bird sanctuary for her bird watching, and our power supply to the house, which powers the internet, and then my car and everything else I own.
A lot's at stake on
Lots
this
at
cut.
stake on this particular cut. Okay, we're going to use Ted here to try to bully the tree into submission by getting it to lean one direction or the other. That way that'll make this job a whole lot easier, especially if koala bears start diving out of this thing and attack my brother's goatee.
Well, I'm satisfied with the amount of wiggle on it.
Yeah.
Theoretically, we can give it a good push, mighty shove, start hacking the underside with the chainsaw, and it should go exactly where we want it to go.
Just that way.
That way. Just anywhere that way. There's nothing over there that we can't work, sort out. All right, Brother Jude is riding the four-wheeler over to Sam's house. He just lives over there, but even a short walk in Arkansas is a long walk. And what I'm doing, we're gonna be using the electric chainsaw to cut that tree, which means I gotta unravel this cord. All right, Jude, you went over and you asked Sam his opinion on how to bring this tree down safely, and what was his answer?
His answer was, let me go get my bobcat.
And that's how Sam, that's what's like hanging out with Sam.
Yeah.
With a double blade axe in my house in woods, I go where the timber falls. When the work is done, don't mess around, just sing right out for
Alright, so when encountering this tree and the level of difficulty it imposed, we had to go get my good buddy, friend, and neighbor Sam. So Sam, what was the ultimate deciding factor? What made you able to do that where our little tractor couldn't?
Just the weight of the skid steer versus the tractor.
So what you're saying, it needs to be like a woman at closing time at a bar. The bigger, the better.
Exactly.
Well, you can't argue with that kind of science. All right, that should do it.
What are we doing, Jude?
Putting the new grill up. This was donated by the National Park System.
Nice. And isn't this a little high?
It is. If you were a bear and you were grilling, this would probably be about what you want. But for us, we're gonna cut it down to about here, and then our grill should slide snugly over it.
Sweet. Let's do that. It should just snap off now.
There
we go. One downside to hanging out in the country for any of you city people who are like watching this and convinced like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do that. You have to remember that ticks are very real. Never forget that detail. For anybody who says, oh yeah, that's the life for me, man. This is the life. Nice. What are we doing here, Jude?
We're going to string up a chain link, essentially a chain link fence between this pole and that pole on all three of these tomato beds, thusly giving the tomato vine something to grow up.
Excellent. For those keeping score, this makes tick number 2. Country living. All right. Another project off the list. Put up this chain link fencing in which the tomatoes will grow up these vines. We put up some more posts on this bed. And then the bed on the other side over there, we'll put up some posts, but no fencing. We're going to use a different type of fencing for that project. It's going to be great. Looking good. This is what we call waste management.